Hello guys, welcome to Soccer Extra. This is George speaking. Right now we're going to talk about UEFA Champions League. UEFA Champions League return. UEFA Champions League is back also. In the first video, I was talking about Premier League. Now it's UEFA Champions League. UEFA Champions League is back. But first of all, now we're gonna talk about UEFA Champions League format this time, and where it will be hosted also. As we to see back, UEFA Champions League is still remaining with some games in round of 16. If I'm not mistaken, there is one each of the clubs that is remaining with some games, but games will be finished. They say that those games will be finished, but after that, Champions League is being said that the rest of the four stages, they will be hosted in Istanbul. That's the current news so far. But before, they were saying that also there are some rumors saying that Champions League will be hosted in Lisbon, in Portugal. And as to why it will be hosted in Lisbon, just because Lisbon is having good hospitals, also easily accessible, and also Lisbon, it's in Portugal, which is the country with very low coronavirus cases. But this time now we want to see the report. And also I want to ask you a question that will be answering me in the comments below. First of all, will it be Lisbon or Istanbul to host the UEFA Champions League final 8 this season? And to your views and your interest in the comments, you have to please help me comment below. And also another question is the title. Could Champions League return with the World Cup format? And this one, it's possible. It's possible. Tell me why. Because on 17th June, this is when the UEFA this is when there'll be the meeting of UEFA Champions League, and they'll sit and talk about these issues. And then after the 17th of June, then we shall be I'll be also telling you more and what came up in the meeting. So as per now, we're talking about the return of the Champions League in the World Cup format. This means it will be a single match. Each game will be a single match. There will be no first leg and second leg. First of all, before, remember when we were watching Champions League, we could watch Champions League first leg. It would not be so interesting because players, first of all, the ones that they have hosted, they could come to play, but knowing that they have also a home game. So these people who are in a home game are the hosts. They will be the one to play more. So the game, it will not be so. We could wait for only second leg to get that match being interested, amazing. But this time it will be a single match. What does it mean with a single match? Just get it in a picture of World Cup. Only one match. So which means we have to be with a loser and we have to be with a winner. You understand what I'm saying? We have to be with a loser and we have to be with a winner. So in this time, it will be so amazing, absolutely amazing. Tell me why it will be absolutely amazing. Because each and every game will be accountable. It will be like a final. So it will this will be a quarter-final, semi-final, the one I'm talking about, quarter-final, semi-final, and a final. So just remember those days of Senegal and Sweden, the way they were celebrating a single match, the way they could celebrate, the way the football, the match was from the beginning, from the start of the match until the end. It will be absolutely amazing. So we're gonna wait for the meeting of UEFA as they sit on 17th, and probably the UEFA Champions League is gonna start on 8th of August. If I'm not mistaken, the meeting had to be there on 27 of May, but it was delayed and then they pushed it until 17th of June. So this time, just put it in your shoes. What if it was you and you were the player? how could you respond? Because now, as per now, we are waiting for the response of the players, how they're gonna speak about that, and the coaches. And also another thing we're gonna look up about Manchester City too, because today it's Manchester City. Manchester City today, they are sitting. They're going in for the court. Manchester City is going in a court today, and so remember, Manchester City was put on a ban for 2 years. So that they don't go in the European Champions League, all the European competitions. So today, they decided to go in. They decided to go in a court. At least they come up with something, so that their ban is lifted. So we're gonna look also about that Manchester City today, after today, because today already they're in a meeting. I hope so. So after then, I'll be telling you what came up also in the next video. So also, I'm gonna ask you one question, because we have a lot of stars in Manchester City. So will those stars remain in Manchester City when after not qualifying for the Champions League for 2 years? Will it remain? I mean, will they remain? Will they remain in Manchester City? Also, you can give in your comments below your views about that. So I have one of the looks here which are saying Manchester City on Monday. Manchester City head into one of the biggest weeks in their recent history, knowing their reputation, their Champions League place, and possibly the makeup of their squad are on the line. On Monday, their appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport against their 2 ban from European club competition begins. And before we go further, UEFA Champions League was like, you know, Manchester City, they could lift up their ban, but they failed to cooperate with the investigation of UEFA. So that's why they continued, and then they were like, let's go and appeal from the court. And then they are saying that the appeal will be heard by Thrika's lawyers, held in a private on video conference. This is also amazing, which for me, I'm saying Manchester City will be given a ban, and they will not qualify for Champions League for 2 years. But as me personally, that's what I'm thinking about. But for your concern, you may put your views down in the comment also. Then we will talk about that in the next video. So my question and what we shall talk about next video is, will those players like Sergio Aguero and Kevin De Bruyne remain in Manchester City after Manchester City not qualifying for the Champions League for the next 2 years? Will they stay there? What will be just put your views and what do you think about that in the comments down below. And also, we shall also talk about Robert Lewandowski. Will Robert Lewandowski become a Ballon d'Or also competitor after winning Champions League? Remember, they're still there in the Champions League. Will he be a Ballon d'Or also competitor? Also, you can put your views down. Then we talk about that in the next video. As per now, let's stop here. Thank you for watching. See you in next video.